roads and up in the clouds, but I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be. Like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me. 'Cause you know, and I know, we're onto something good. You know, and I know, we got something good.
Welcome back, Village. Today we do have something good. I'm here by myself today, and I love when I get a chance to just hang out with y'all and just share some good information. Listen, today we're talking about money maintenance matters. Please, when you get a chance, share this episode. This is something that's really, really dear to my heart. I really want you to be able to get a handle on your finances and get a handle on things so that when times are hard, when times are tough, you're not in a bad spot. And so this is going to be very, very informative. And I really hope that that next time things get tough, that you're going to be okay. That's my heartbeat. I want you to be okay. So let's go ahead and deep dive, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. The other thing is, I think this is going to be a really great episode for children that are starting their first job. You know, they didn't teach us this stuff in high school. You know, we weren't ready. So if they are starting their first job, this is a great episode for them as well. So number one, priorities. When you are having money coming in, you have to figure out what priorities are you going to assign to that money. Come on. Assign priorities to your money. So let's figure out, what is your money going to do? Your money may be for investment. Your money may be for a house. Your money may be for a wedding. I don't know. Your money might be for a vacation. Everybody's goals are different. But find out what your priority is going to be for your money. And write that down. Make that a goal. Because if you don't, your money will just disappear. You'll feel like you have holes in your pockets because your money just goes and you have no idea where it goes to. Trust me, when I first started having my job, my money just kind of just went away and I had no idea where it was going because I wasn't disciplined. And you have to be disciplined when it comes to money. So again, your first step when you start getting money is set priorities, assign priorities to your money. Now, after you assign those priorities to your money, then the second thing is, we all have bills. So number two is, let's talk about your real bills. Come on. We ain't talking about the bills that you created that you don't need. I mean the real bills. So the real bills that you need to live and make it every day. Because some of us have bills that we don't need. Let's just face it. We got bills that don't even have nothing to do with your survival. your basic needs to live every day. These are bills that you thought you needed something, you wanted something, and you just went ahead and charged it, and you went ahead and signed up for it, and you went ahead and included that in your budget. But that's not a real bill. So your real bills include your rent, your electricity, your phone. If you have to pay water, real bill don't include cable. How about that? Because there's too many free resources out there to get television. Let's just start there. Real bills don't include cable. So real bills, sometimes, depending on what your goals are and what your priorities are, real bills oftentimes don't include, hair and nails. Let's talk about that one, ladies. So you really have to find out what your priorities are and what your short-term and long-term goals are. Because if you're really trying to get to a certain place in life, sometimes you have to make those sacrifices so that you can get there. And especially if it comes to home ownership, or you're trying to meet a certain goal and save a certain amount of money to maybe for an investment, whatever your objective is, sometimes you have to go ahead and make certain sacrifices. So when I talk about your real bills, I'm not talking about those elective bills. Okay. So, keep that in mind as you put your bills down. So one of the things that I want to talk about as it pertains to your bills, when you have your money coming in every month, you should know how much money you bring in every month. And let's just say, for the sake of numbers, that you're bringing in $1,500 every month. That's your monthly income, okay? And let's just say that your bills are $1,300, okay? So that means you have an extra $200 that you have to kind of, juggle. So that's not including gas. That's not including if you have, dry cleaners. That's not including incidentals, things that just come up that, if you have to drive on the tollway and things of that nature. That's not including that. So, you really have to be disciplined in there. And let me just say, your savings should be a part of your bills. Put that down as a part of your bills, because money needs to go in there, So, as we jump into, number 3, let's just say that when you're talking about, your finances, your savings needs to be a part of your bills, because that's just a part of your overall financial picture. And if you're not saving, how are you going to be able to deal with emergencies? I'm a slow blink on that one. Why do you have to always be rescued when something happens? I'm just saying, at a certain point, even if you're just saving $20 a month, that needs to go into your savings so that you're able to at least contribute to whatever emergency situation that is. You got to start where you are, get in where you fit in until you can do better, right? I remember early on when I first started working, I wasn't saving. In my mind, I was like, I can't afford to save. But what happened was I was mismanaging my money. I was living above my means and didn't understand how to manage my money. So in my mind, I couldn't afford to save. So instead of me making better choices, I was trying to do everything myself, and I just, could have made smarter choices. And I think sometimes, we want to, be on our own and do our own thing, but we can't afford it. Should I come closer to the camera? We can't afford it. And we might need to combine households. And live smarter. I'm just throwing out some things because when it comes to our finances, we need to make better, smarter decisions. Y'all remember back in the day when there was the whole family lived in the same house and everybody had money? But now we've gotten away from that and everybody's on their own and this is mine and us four and no more, and people struggling. Uh-huh. So, going back to that type of environment is not a bad thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So when we have our own savings, then let's just say a funeral comes up and you have to go to the funeral. Now we got to pay for your ticket, and God forbid there's a funeral in your household that you have to pay for. That didn't nobody have insurance. And now we got to do a GoFundMe and fry some chicken. I'm just saying, these are things that we have to start taking serious and planning for. Now, I know that it's a hard thing to hear, but that's why we're here in the village having these conversations, because I want you to win. I want you to be ready, and I want you to be equipped. So if you having any problems, if you want to know how to get started, you message me. I'm here for you. That's what the village is all about. Okay. So the savings is not just, so it comes about funerals. If you get sick, what if the car got issues? We know how expensive that can be. Anything could happen. So, we gonna move along, but you can see how that savings can really come in handy. Okay. So let's move on down the road to investments. So when you are dealing with your money, you want to try to put a little bit in investments. If your job has a 401k and they're matching it, they put the money in, you put the money in, they matching your money. That's free money. That's a good idea. So you would want to have that match so that down the road, when you get to the place where you're ready to retire, there's a little bitty, nest egg sitting there for you to kind of, take out and live. So a lot of us are not thinking about retirement. We're thinking about right now and what kind of shoes we wearing. And what kind of car we driving, which is depreciating, and what kind of outfit we got on, which is going to rot, and the moths are going to chew it up. Come on now. We have to begin to look at assets, things that appreciate, things that hold value, like real estate, like stocks, things that increase in value. And if no one else has ever had this conversation with you, listen, come on in close and let me have it with you. We got to stop buying stuff that doesn't hold any value. So, precious metals, gold and silver increases in value. Stocks, cryptocurrency, bonds, mutual funds increase in value. And those are the things that we need to have in our portfolios. Okay. So some of the things that, and I know that you're probably saying, I don't know about those. And I don't, I've never heard, I've heard about it, but I don't know anything about that. I kind of figured you might say something like that. But what I really want to bring to the table is, you know, we know how to learn all the dances. We know all the songs, to know all the words to all the songs. You know what I'm saying? We will research and figure out what's going on with Kanye and Kim. Come on now. We know all that stuff. But when it comes to something that's going to increase us, we won't take the initiative to figure out how we can get in where we fit in. Again, if you want to know more, please message me. That's all I'm saying. So, you want to be able to take your money and put some into investments. You want to be able to have your money grow. Because when you get to the place that you are 60 and 70 years old, you don't want to be that person at Walmart working because you have to. You don't want to be that person at the store or wherever at the cash register working because you have to. And believe me, some of those people aren't working because they want to. They're working because they made poor decisions and they did not put things in place so that when they got to that age, they would be ready to retire and then, make decisions and work because they wanted to. So I'm just saying that while you have time, prepare yourself and put some things in place so that when you get to that age, you can work because you want to. All right? So I'm trying to make it simple, y'all, because this is my heart to equip you. This is what Conversations with Kim is all about. Sharing information, practical information, so that you all will be able to share it with your friends, family, and whoever, so that you won't ever say, well, I don't know where, I never got that information. I don't know where to get it from. You get it in the village. And if there's another topic that you want to hear about, message me and I'll bring it to you. Okay? It's that easy. So, the last thing, well, not the last thing, but as far as the 5 things, because I got some more stuff and then I want to take some questions. I want to talk to y'all. So put your questions in there because we're getting ready to be interactive. Number 5 is the side hustle. Listen, you already doing stuff, so why can't you make it into a business? You already got people coming over to your house getting stuff. You already got people coming to your desk at work getting stuff. Why not make it into a business? You already doing stuff. People already calling you for stuff. Why not make it into a business? Why not make it legal? Why not? Get the tax write-off. Why not do it? Get you a side hustle. Do that. There's tax benefits to doing that. I'm not getting ready to go all into that on the air. But I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. There's tax benefits to doing that. You figure that one out. Okay? But if you're doing something and you're already getting money, and I do understand about, cash and fist and, nobody's the wiser. I get it. But there's some benefits to being able to have a business. All right. So I want you to be able to have a legitimate business on the books and keep that thing moving and operational. And you have no idea how that thing might blow up or even multiply. How about that? Okay. So I want to go ahead into the comments, and I see we have Miss Donna and Shaniqua over there. Oh, Donna, you working on your business? Okay, we didn't have any questions, but I want to so we didn't have any questions, which is fine because I went through those very quickly, but I also have some other things here that I wanted to bring out just because I wanted to get those things out. But here's the other thing that I wanted to say. The other thing I wanted to say is when you see someone that is struggling with their finances, and you have finances, do you know the easiest way for you to keep finances is to release them? See, this couldn't be a part of what I was saying before. So I wanted to make sure I got through all the practical steps and things of that. But now I wanted to go over onto this side. This is, these, all right. So the easiest way for you to keep finances is to release finances. Did you know that? And so when you see someone that is legitimately struggling, and not because of anything that they've done, but just because of circumstances, the response to them is not, well, sweetie, I'm praying for you. That's not the response to have when you have the resources to give to help them. The response to have is, what is your need? And when you see what their need is, and you have the ability to meet their need, you meet it. So we're going to turn the corner just for a minute right here, because the Bible says that he will give seed to the sower. So if you have seed, then you have to sow it. And so I always have seed. Come on, because I always sow. So that's why I said, we're going to have to divide these two things. So I gave you that, but now I want to give you this. Because sometimes we don't want to help people, but we have to stay in a place where we can always continue to get seed. And the way that we continue to get seed is that we continue to sow. You don't understand that, huh? Because he continues to give seed to the sower. So I just wanted, to go ahead and put that on it, put that on top. Because sometimes we don't, think that, we can, we have to do anything of that nature. And I wanted to be sure that I included that in this segment. After the, the practical side, there's also a spiritual side. There's always, first natural, then spiritual. For those who didn't, know. Just wanted to make sure that I included it in there for you. So Um, I don't want to prolong the time. We're gonna go ahead and give you a little break today. Um, we're usually here 30 minutes, but we're gonna make it 25 today. I think that's enough for you. I kind of gave you a lot today, and I'm done. You know, so I appreciate you. Next week we're gonna have thank you. To whom much is given, much is required. Thank you, Lisa. Money is a currency. Hey. So, it flows continuously. So, we got the natural, we got the spiritual, and I just appreciate y'all in the village. I'm still building it, and I want y'all to continue to come on in here and get these practical insights and wisdom and information. And we'll see you next week. We're going to have Miss Natasha next week, and she's going to be talking about side hustle 101. She is a phenomenal woman, and she can tell you how to start a business and get it rolling. I promise you, she is the queen. So if you are looking to start a business or you have a business and you're stuck, please be here next week and put your questions in there because she got it. Love her. So I will see you all next week. And just remember that silence creates distance and conversations with Kim builds the village. I'll see you next week. Bye.